Okay guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to learn a software very similar to Photoshop. So it's an online version. So I've got Photoshop up here. Okay, and this is on the school. So if we learn this on the website version, when you come back to school, you should be able to use the um, same software. Okay, so what we've got here is we've got a PlayStation 4 cover. What we want to do is we want to be able to delete everything that we don't want and then start adding our own layers like a background, character, okay, title, spine, so on, and build it up. Okay, but so we're going to do it a step at a time. Okay, obviously we're not going to use this. We're going to use a different program. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Google, type in photopea. Okay, and it should be the first one that comes up. Okay, it's photopea.com if you put it on the title bar anyway. So we click on that. Okay, so this is our main area that we're going to use. You can save your projects and then forget about this. This is just advertisement. Okay, so first thing we want to do is we want to create a new template. So when we get a new one, there are loads of different types. So what we're going to do, this one we're going to test uh, games cover. Okay, and then we're going to change the size. So we're going to actually make it the size of a games cover. So I've already looked it up. So what we're going to do, change it the size to millimeters. We're going to change it to 273 millimeters, and the height is going to be 160. So that's the standard size of a Blu-ray cover, which is the same as a PS4, PS5, and a Xbox One. Okay, keep it white. Now the dots per inch DPI, we're going to make it 150, which is a little bit better quality. Obviously, the higher the number, the better the quality. But if you put the number really high, the file sizes will be way too big. Okay, so we've got 150 is a good number. We're going to create it. Okay, and there we go. That's the size of a cover flattened out. Okay, so next, what we're going to do is we need an image of a games cover. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in PS4 games cover, go to images, and then obviously we've got loads of different types. Okay, so here's the one that I use. So just one thing to be clear of, okay? What you want to do is when you get any games cover, what you don't want to do is click on the thumbnail and copy and paste that. So if I click on this, for example, and I go to copy image, okay, what a thumbnail is just a small screenshot of what you're actually clicking. So if I've just done that, go back on here and I'm going to paste it. So Control V is to paste. Okay, look how small it is. Okay, if we stretch this out, okay, into the corner, it will lock on. Press enter. Okay, and look how blurry it is. Okay, that is no good. The quality is not good enough. Okay, so let's go back. I'm just going to leave that for the time being. What I want to do though, if I click on it and then I go into the cover, let's download it. Okay, it should download. Okay, and you should be able to see where it is. Okay, so you can open it up. Once it opens up, it should load. Right click, copy it, go back to our photo editor. Control V is to paste. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, there we go. Okay, and look how big it is. Nice, real good quality. So what we can do is now we can shrink this. Oh, I've done it twice. Okay, so we can shrink this as much as we want. Okay, now luckily, if when we're shrinking this, if you can see I'm stretching it, or it's not locked into perspective. But luckily for us, okay, we can line it up, and when we put it into the box, it is in perspective. Okay, now you always have a tick or a cross, or just press enter, and then that will confirm it. Now that's confirmed, that's okay. Now if we compare that to our first one that we did, okay, and I'm going to bring the layer up so we can change the layer order by moving it. So if we stretch this one out, okay, press enter, we can see there is a clear difference when the eye is basically to hide it. We're not actually deleting anything. So you see the difference there? Massive difference there. Obviously we don't want the first one, so we can delete this layer. Okay, so we can delete the layer, and we've got this one left. Okay, excellent. So now what we want to do is we want to be able to learn to delete stuff off of this. Okay, so the simplest way of doing that, if it's a rectangle, is obviously selecting an area and then deleting it. Now what we want to do is we want to keep certain things on this. So what we can do is go to view, and then it shows you shortcuts. So control plus the plus button zooms in, control plus the minus button zooms out. Okay, so if I use the plus button, plus, control plus zooms in, control minus zooms out. Control 0, okay, makes it fit to the width of your page. Okay, so can I control plus, and obviously with the mouse I can scroll, move it around, and so on. Okay, so if you have the hand feature here, okay, you can move it to the area that you want and leave it. Okay, right now we want to delete as much as we can and as close as we can, as clear as we can. So there we go, it will only go past there. Just select it and then press the delete button. Okay, and there we go, we've deleted an area. Okay, and obviously we want to do that again with the size. Scroll down, press delete. I'm using my hand feature to move it. Again, I want to delete there, and again you can see there are little bits left, so again I would want to do as much as I can and delete as much as I can. Delete again in this corner here, delete. Don't worry about the corners too much, we can do that a little bit later, but again I want to try and get as clean as I can. Delete. Okay, and then anytime you don't want these squares, okay, just press Control and D, and that deselects everything. Okay, now let's zoom back out. Okay, there we go. Right, so if I take the background off as well, the background is just white. If I take that off, I can clearly see what I've deleted and what I've got left. Okay, so that's our first real lesson on this. Okay. Okay, so once we've got to this point, okay, and you want to save your work, okay, go to File, and you can have save as PSD, that's a Photoshop file, save, okay, and it will download. Go to File, sorry, this arrow here, go to Show in Folder, okay, and it should come up with your downloads area. That's what we called it, test game cover. Okay, so we've got it there. Make sure you put that somewhere safe. So I'm going to move this into an area that I know that I've got. So I'm going to put it in work. Okay, so now once I've done that, let's say we've closed this down. Once you close it down, that's it, you've closed it. So what we need to do, if we go back onto photopea, I've saved it as a shortcut. I can go to File, go to Open. Okay, we need to find where I have saved it, which was in the desktop, work, and there we go, test game cover. Open, And there we go. And we can still see that it's got both got the layers, it's saved all that. There we go. That's where we want to get to. Okay, and we can add to this later on. But that's our first step. So you can try this out with other things and we'll come to do some slightly better. Okay. If I zoom in, actually, I zoom in and I haven't deleted this bottom bit here. So I want to delete that as well. There we go. And we can clearly see that I've made that. So again, if you save this, file save, okay, it should save the changes directly to the file. If you're unsure, go save as PSD again, and it will download it again, but it'll put it in the same area. Now remember, that's two separate files then, okay, but you only really need to go save. And that's our first lesson.